Hey guys, what's up? So what happens when you stop taking Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, or tirzepatide? So I'm Jules from Juls Wellness Warrior. I have been on a weight loss journey and fitness journey now for over 2 years. I have been on a GLP-1, all of the above, Ozempic, Wegovy, tirzepatide, Zepbound, Mounjaro, semaglutide, for over 2 years at this point. I have maintained my goal weight for over a year. And today I want to talk to you about what happens if and when you stop taking a GLP-1. How are you going to keep the weight off? How are you going to maintain your fitness journey? What are the strategies that you could put into place? What I have done that has helped me to regain trust within my own body and be able to know that I will be able to continue this journey for the rest of my life. So let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever been on a weight loss journey before? And most of you probably have, and have lost weight only to have regained it once, twice, or maybe multiple times. Are you scared that the same thing is going to happen again? You're going to reach your goal weight and then something's going to happen and you're just going to regain everything again. And all that effort and energy that you put into losing weight, it's really all going to happen again because you've been down that road before. You've lost the weight, you've regained it. Why is this going to be different this time? What strategies are you going to put into place, or have you already put into place, that will prevent you from regaining this weight? What are the strategies to put into place that will keep you moving forward, will keep you growing, will keep you healthy, will keep you from ever regaining the weight, from ever becoming that unhealthy again? Well, here are the top strategies that I have used. These strategies have also been used by other people that have successfully lost weight with and without a GLP-1 and have been able to maintain their weight loss. All right. So number one, if possible, and you're already on a GLP-1, it is optimal to stay on the GLP-1. Now, can some people go off of it? I'm sure there are some people that can go off of it. However, if you have been metabolically busted and you have regained your metabolic health by being on a GLP-1, then chances are you're probably going to have to stay on one for a long time, if not forever, but at least for a time until your body can regain its health. Because just because you reach goal weight doesn't mean that you're instantly healthy. Your mind still has to get there. Your emotions still have to kind of come around. And physically, whatever's going inside your body that has metabolically disrupted you, that has to take time to come around. So all of those strategies that you've put into place to get you to where you are, to get you to that goal weight, you may have to remain on the GLP-1 for a while. And what does that look like? Well, for some people, that might be you're going to stay on the same dose that you ended with, on the same schedule, on a weekly schedule. That's what I'm currently doing. It feels good. It feels right for me. Some people can titrate down and get on a much lower dose, and some people can spread the dose out and make it 10 days or maybe every other week, or maybe even once a month. It's really going to depend on you. You are the experiment. You have to figure out what works best for you physically, for your pocketbook. I know for some of you, you're paying out of pocket, and that is absolutely a consideration. But at the end of the day, if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter how much money you have, People who are wealthy would buy back their health in a heartbeat if they could. So health is definitely number one, and you're gonna have to figure out what that looks like for you. But if possible, GLP-1, stay on the Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, Mounjaro, tirzepatide, semaglutide, if possible, and just figure out what that dose means for you, because that will be more than likely the healthiest way to maintain your weight. There have been studies that have been done, and I'm going to read you these studies. I'm going to read you the names of them so I don't get them wrong. There's the Step 4 trial. There's the Sustain 6 trial, the Surmount trials, and Direct trials. All of these trials, these studies have been done with people on GLP-1s and how it is best to stay on them in order to maintain your weight. And the people that have gone completely off the GLP-1, a lot of them have, a good majority have regained the weight. Anecdotally, I have heard from so many people who have gone off the GLP-1 and they have regained a lot of their weight that they've lost, if not all of it, which is scary. I mean, nobody wants to put in all this work and effort and energy and get to a point where you're really happy about yourself, and then all of a sudden you start to regain the weight. I mean, nobody wants that. So statistically speaking, you're probably going to have to stay on it. From an anecdotal standpoint, there's so many people out there, and I have heard from them and I have had messages from them what to do. And I mean, from personal experience, I plan to stay on it long term. What that long term means, I don't know. But right now I plan to stay on it because I feel good. I eat a great amount of calories. I'm working out. I'm strong. I have energy. So it's just been a positive experience for me. And that's something that you're going to have to figure out what that means for you in terms of how you stay on it and what dose, etc. Now, there are other strategies in addition to staying on the GLP-1 for maintenance, or if you decide to go off of it. These are other strategies that should also be put into place. Okay, your calories. Keep an eye on them. Track them. Weigh them. If you have gotten off course or you see that you're gaining a little bit of weight, because it can still happen when you're hit your goal weight, track your calories. That will keep you accountable. I do it. I track. It keeps me accountable. It keeps me aware of what I'm eating. It keeps my portions a little bit more under control. And most importantly, if you start to gain a little bit or you're having some treats or whatever the case is, it's an easier way to pinpoint things, make your adjustments, get back on track. So looking at your calories and weighing them, very, very important. Weighing yourself. I know there are some people out there that are like terrified of the scale. I used to be one of those people. I did not weigh myself literally for decades. I was triggered by the scale. I would be so upset if I saw the number. Whenever I would go to a doctor's office, I would close my eyes and tell them, don't even tell me my weight. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it. That kind of got me into some trouble because not knowing put my head in the sand, and it allowed the weight to kind of creep on little bit by little bit, because you don't gain 50 pounds in a week. Gain maybe a pound or two, and then over the course of years, all of a sudden, boom, there you are. So I weigh myself every day. It does not trigger it doesn't trigger me anymore. I have trained myself and my mind to not get triggered and to be objective about it. At least once a week is my guidance to keep yourself on track and not let things get away from you. Because if you see that things are a little askew in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, it gives you the time and the flexibility to pull yourself back. Because if you're 6 months down that road and all of a sudden you've gained 20 pounds, it is so much harder. It is so much harder to pull yourself off of that cliff versus, okay, I'm up 5 pounds. No big deal. I know I can drop, a few pounds and, putting in the right triggers and the right levers into place. And I know I can do it much easier and it won't take so much time. So really consider weighing yourself on a consistent basis at least once a week. Number 3, movements. Movement is so critical. We as humans, we are meant to move. We are meant to be active. We are not meant to sit for 8 or 10 hours a day or longer. That is so unhealthy. It is unhealthy mentally, emotionally, physically. So when you move, it gives you dopamine and serotonin and it makes you happier. And when you're happier, you want to do things that are more healthy for yourself anyway. So it has a whole domino effect. You want to eat better. I know when I work out and I feel my muscles moving and I'm walking and I just feel like just all over better. And if I go outside and do it in the sun or just be outside in general, that's like a double thing that you could get, a double bonus, because being outside is so healthy for you. Being in the sun is so healthy for you. Getting that nutrient sunlight on top of being active, whether that's walking, hiking, lifting weights, like be active. It keeps your metabolism higher. By having more muscle, you're going to be stronger, you're going to feel better. And that is another lever in helping you maintain your weight and keeping that weight loss off of you and not to ever regain it again. Number 3, when you go shopping, make a list. Don't go with not a list. Plan out your meals. Plan out what you're going to buy. Why should you do this? Well, the reason is you want to be able to cook meals at home. You want to be in control of what you're eating. You are less apt to be tempted by things in the supermarket that those cookies and all the little things and the things you might be triggered by. So plan things out ahead of time, make your list, go to the shopping store and go buy all those good ingredients to make healthy meals. Another tactic to maintaining your weight loss efforts is to eat the majority of meals at home. Cook yourself. Yeah, you can go out. I go out, I do takeout, I go out, but I don't do it often. I would say maybe 10 or 20% of the time maximum. But 80% of the time, I am making meals in the house. Why? I can control what I'm eating. I can control my portions. I'm less apt to be tempted by other things on the menu. Oh, which actually brings up another point. This is what I do. When I go out to eat, I look at the menu ahead of time. So I pull up the menu on my computer. I look at the menu. I look to see what I'm going to have. I choose something that not only is healthy, but I know I'm going to enjoy, and something maybe that's different that I haven't had at home, so that I'm not tempted by all the other, 20, 30, 40 things on the menu that might not be the healthiest thing for me. So that's another tactic that you can use as well, is pull up the menu ahead of time. Plan out what you're going to eat when you go out, and that will help you tremendously to stick and stay where you are at your weight loss goal. Okay, the last 2 things, and these are probably going to be 2 of the most important for how you're going to maintain your weight loss. And that is, do not self-sabotage. Do not self-sabotage. What does that mean? We've all done it. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it before as well. You kind of set yourself up for failure. You don't believe in yourself, or you get to your goal weight, but then something happens, something triggers you, and you just go off on a binge, or you fall off the wagon, or you start eating something that you think is not good for you or whatever, and then you just throw in the towel, and one quote bad meal turns into a week to 2 months of bad meals, and then before you know it, you're 20 pounds higher, 30 pounds higher. Just because you have a meal or something, you eat something or you taste something that isn't on plan or that isn't what you plan to do, who cares? You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We are not doing this to be perfect. In fact, plan to be imperfect. If you plan to be perfect, you are going to plan for failure, because there is no perfect. Perfect is too stringent. It's too restrictive. We all know what that means. If we've been down this diet road before of dieting, losing, and regaining, some of that is because we're trying to be perfect. We are trying to 100% adhere to something that it's impossible, because life happens, events happen, things happen in life, different phases of life happen. There are going to be times when you're going to work out a lot, and other times when you're not going to work out as much. Sometimes you're going to sleep a lot. Sometimes you're not going to be sleeping as much, because that's just what happens. That is life. So learn to be flexible with yourself. That is something that I have learned to do, and I'm still learning to do, is to be flexible with myself. That's probably one of the biggest lessons that I have learned, because it's really hard to not try and be perfect. But I think that after all these decades, I have learned that it is better to be really good than to be perfect. So don't let perfect get in the way of being good, because you've gotten to this point by doing most of the things most of the time really, really well. And that counts for everything. So I have seen too many people fall off the wagon by one meal or one dessert, and they're just like, that's it, I'm off, and off to the races they go. And it's just not a good mental place to be in. So again, don't let perfect get in the way of being really good at this. You've gotten really good. So stay the course and do not self-sabotage yourself. All right, the last point I'm going to make, and this is really, really important to help. It has been important for me, probably one of the most important things, and that is surround yourself with a supportive community, with like-minded people. How do you do that? There's so many different ways, okay? There are people, live people, there's family, there's friends, there's people that are in your tribe that are supportive of you, that you could talk to about this. And if you don't have those people, or even if you do have those people, you can look online. Look, you're looking at me. I'm here to support you. I am here to tell you, you can do this. You can lose weight. You can get there. You can maintain it. You can get healthy. You can be strong. And you can live a long, happy, healthy health span and maintain that for the rest of your life. That is my intent, and I'm here to spread that word. So look on YouTube, look online, and follow people that inspire you, that motivate you, that you can look at and say, hey, that person is kind of like me, and listen to those podcasts and YouTube and read books and get around those people. I have my private Facebook community that you can join, that is a supportive community that you can get into and ask questions and make comments and help other people out and give your guidance and advice, because there's always going to be people that are 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of you that you can look up to and go, oh, I want to get there. And then you're going to be those people for other people that are 2 or 3, 4 steps behind you, that are going to look up to you, that are going to look to you for inspiration and motivation and guidance. And you can then be their teachers and help them out. And it's such an amazing feeling. And on the flip side, for the people that are not supportive, that are toxic, that are not in your camp, that are naysayers or whatnot, don't listen to them. Don't even talk to them. You need to put your boundaries around those people. I have absolutely done that. And it is one of the healthiest things that I have done for myself. Keep the toxic people, keep those relationships that are not healthy for you, or those conversations, keep them away. But pull in the people that are really good for you, because those people are going to support you and they're going to help you. You will feel so much better on your journey. And this is a lifelong journey. Just because you hit goal weight, it doesn't end. It keeps going, but it does get easier. And the habits get easier and the lifestyle changes get easier, and you will start to trust yourself again. Because I think one of the scariest things is when you hit your goal weight, it's like, okay, now what? What do I do? What's the plan? How do I continue this? And it's still scary for me. I'll admit that. I am terrified. I don't want to gain the weight back again. But I also know that I am learning to trust myself so much more, and trust my body and all the things that I'm doing to have gotten me to this point. They're going to keep me here. And I'm going to learn to continue my growth and my wellness journey. And I'm going to continue to share that with all of you, because I want you to all get there too, and to be able to maintain it and to trust yourself. So if you like this video, you're going to really like this one. Share, comment below on what you think. Share the video with others that you think could benefit from this, and subscribe. And I would love to see you in my next video. Stay strong.